Hello, welcome everyone to the show.
Are we live streaming?
We are.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're here. We're live. We're on it. Did you really not know that?
I never know with you guys. It's always roll a dice.
That's really funny, Bobby, because the one who suggested that we do this today in live was you.
Hey, I got a lot of irons in the fire. I can't keep up with all these little projects.
I'm
just glad you guys set all this up and I just show up. So appreciate that.
That's a whole vibe. We were actually debating before you got here. We were talking about whether or not it stresses you out when we have no plan for a show. Bree said that you don't like that.
No, it stresses me out when we do have a plan, especially when I'm responsible for having that information on hand. That's what stresses me out. However, I think that we should have a little bit of preparation when we don't have any preparation.
We did slightly some in the background, I think. I know I did a little bit of homework. I don't know about you two. I don't know about anyone else, but where do we want to start with today's episode? But where do we want to start with today's episode?
What do you want to do?
Okay, well, let's start off with saying that it is Experiencer November and we are doing Experiencer stories. Everyone on here, I don't think has a cryptid experience story, so I don't think we have any Experiencer stories firsthand that we're talking about today. But I do want to make that comment that if anybody has an experience with any kind of cryptid or any type of UFO or anything like that, please hit us up. We want you to come on and talk about it. We're super into that.
Yeah, shit. I don't care if it's cryptid or not. Like it can be whatever.
Ooh, we can talk about We genuinely can talk about anything today. That's very true, Bobby. I like that you said that. Thank you.
This is a like a little grab bag, relaxed episode here.
I agree with that. So,
yes, no show and tells either. I didn't bring anything.
I was like, I don't have any show and tells today. Bobby, do you have any?
Nope.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Does anyone else have any show or tells? They want to show anything?
No. I guess show and tell. Show or tell.
Oh.
Can we
show or tell?
I was like, what?
Can we introduce these other folks? I know Kevin, but I'm not familiar with George or Vanessa.
Hello. Okay, so we have Kevin per usual, you guys, and we also have George from Instagram. I love him. We talk literally every day to each other. And then we have Vanessa, who has been a listener for a super, super long time, like since the beginning of the podcast. I'm not sure where she is because her mic and her thing is off, but she's free to come on and join at any time. I think she's trying to find headphones. Oh, and everyone, tell them where you are on Instagram. You too, Kevin and George. Or not Instagram, fucking Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Just Curious George, because my name is like a big long thing.
Just Curious George, okay. And then Kevin, what's yours?
So at Instagram, I am Mo Ublek or Kevin Baker. Or on the other one, Twitter, I'm Steven Greer's Player. And also Mo Ublek. That's my writing account. Mm-hmm. Okay. They don't connect. Cool. I don't like my own comments because that's creepy.
Ew.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I got an alert on my phone yesterday. It's like your screen time is down 15% this week to only 9 hours per day. So
congratulations.
Just how we talk about, all these social media apps that we go on. I'm like, I don't know how I've spent 9 hours on my phone, but I guess it plugs it in for like podcasts and stuff. Kind of irrelevant to what we're here for, but I just thought I'd bring that up since we're so invested in the world of social media now. Mm-hmm. And that's how we all got together. So
absolutely. Do you want
I think I get 6 hours, I think is average for me.
Is that like a day, you mean?
Yeah.
Or a week?
I think 6 hours a day.
And Bobby, yours is 9 hours a day?
That's like a good day. That's like a sparse day. But again, I'm running podcasts all day, so that's
probably why. Yeah, that's interesting because I've never looked at it on my phone, but now I'm curious to see what that would be.
Oh, you don't get the alert?
No. But also,
I didn't mean to deflect the conversation.
I know. Oh my God, right?
It's an interesting topic, though, because we're addicted to our phones.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so it's interesting how you're saying like it's down 15%, but then it's like 9 hours. And it's like, whoa, where did those 9 hours of my life go? We're not like consciously scrolling.
It's 9 straight hours of that one time I was abducted by aliens.
I was gonna say I'm afraid of mine like looking like horribly terribly long because I do a lot of like work on mine, like I'm in our apps and stuff doing shit, so I'm like fuck, it's probably like 12 fucking hours a day. I'm a little terrified now.
Well, then I get a break too because I do social for work.
That's very true.
Not that bad. Although it's like work social and then it's just like TikTok, so I'm sure that's bad.
No, does anyone here watch TikTok?
TikTok? No, I'm too old.
No.
Okay.
No, no, you're not.
Sorry.
I'm barely too young for Instagram, but that's my preferred social media.
I feel it. All right, Bobby, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, so we got Experiencer November, right? Do we have any experiences lined up for tonight at all?
Yeah, do any of you guys want to share any of your stories? Should I share? I'll share one of mine.
Share.
Okay, I'll share one of mine and Bree's favorite moments in the whole wide world. Well, it is to me, anyways.
But you should start off with, my name's Jamie and I'm an experiencer.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My name's Jamie and I'm an experiencer. And
then we say, welcome, Jamie.
Welcome, Jamie.
No one's ever been to an AA meeting.
No.
You get that little coin at the end of the day here.
Oh yeah, I want like a little abduction coin. Exactly. Ooh,
we should sell those.
That's fantastic. I mean, that's money making. Okay, so
on to something.
I have this best friend in the whole wide world. Her name is Bree, and we spend a lot of time together. And one of the things that we love to do is hang out in her parents' backyard and look up in the sky and just look for UFOs. And we do it pretty much every time we're there at her parents' house. And there's this specific area inside her parents' backyard that just screams like a portal to us. We've seen many things kind of come in and out of it. It looks like very shimmery in this area. It's a very weird, strange little piece of sky. And one night we were on our back porch, and I don't even remember what we were doing, if we were going inside or going outside, but we were like looking towards that little portal area, and all of a sudden comes through and down to us is this giant orange orb that we could see. Couldn't have been more than like 20 to 30 feet in front of us, and it was just pulsating and looked alive. And what I remember the most of it is actually not necessarily staring at it, but I remember Bree standing behind me because her fingers were like dug into my shoulders because we were both just staring at it, not moving or making a sound or anything. We were just like, what the fuck is this? And it was almost like whatever it was looking into our eyes and being like, hello, how you doing? Like it didn't do anything, and then it just boop disappeared.
Okay, this is not to be disrespectfully
tell me.
skeptical, but I think that's my job here.
It is.
I'm gonna try to Occam's razor this one.
Okay.
First off, what about that particular area do you think? You said it had like portal vibes and it was shimmering. What does that mean exactly?
Like literally shimmering. It's like it was like at times when you'd look at it, it was like a shimmering piece of space.
There's just that area, my parents' backyard is strange. I mean, I've seen, Jamie has as well, and my parents do still to this day. There's always orbs outside of my house, their house.
Yeah, they've
and
seen
like
them,
where I've had all my experiences were all at that house growing up. Nothing's ever happened to me here. So it was just like, that's just a weird area at that house where we just came to the conclusion it must be a portal because things are just popping in and out there all the time.
All the time.
So have you ever tried any kind of instruments like magnetic field or something like that? You know, like those hunters use those instruments?
No, because quite honestly, something that me and Bree aren't like super interested in doing, or I guess, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for Bree, but maybe she is, but like I'm not, is like measuring it and like looking at it in that way. I just greatly enjoy observing it and being present within it. And I'm not thinking necessarily about like trying to document or like it's just I enjoy having the personal experiences with it. Like I'm not trying to make it like a big deal that this is happening there. Like it's just a place that we go where we have these really special moments.
We're not trying to investigate.
Yeah, investigate. That's the word I was looking for.
But yeah, not necessarily while it's happening, but any desire to just, I mean, there's apps on your phone. You can take things around and like I don't know if a ghost hunting app would work in this situation. If it's all frequency,
That'd be interesting.
maybe.
Well,
But yeah,
I've played around
I'm
with
gonna
like
get
the
you guys a
CE5
little-
app there a little bit, and there's like
Anything
meters on
anomalous?
there.
Okay.
I will say one thing
remember.
one thing that we do have though is I do have an app on my phone that tracks like satellites and stars and things like that. So one thing that we
Me
do
too.
is while we're looking at these like sky anomalies and stuff, that we're using tools within our phone to make sure that we're not just seeing
Not a
something that's
satellite.
identifiable. So it's not just like we're blindly sitting out there being like everything flying in the sky is aliens. Like we're using our investigative tools in a sense to like narrow down what it is that we see or don't see.
But okay, so but a big glowing orange orb is not something that some sort of sky map app.
Oh
could.
no. It was right in front of us and it was living.
It was alive for sure.
Yeah.
And it was pulsating.
It was like a plasma coming off of it. Yeah.
How many times has this happened?
Robbing.
I mean,
I've seen
probably
a lot.
that specific time was only that once where it came down, but we've seen other orbs and things. I don't know if they're necessarily the exact same orb per se, but everyone at that house at this point has experienced it.
I know.
So-
Yeah, for sure. My parents have seen something like exactly to that because whenever my mom
exactly
has a story
identical.
to tell me, she's told me a couple times actually that the orb that she saw was like very orange, almost red sometimes.
And
Does
is
it happen?
this?
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry, Kevin.
I was wondering if it happened at a certain time of day, if you have any kind of data on that or anything. Or moon phases, something, you know?
Most of our sightings are at night because that's when we're outside,
Okay.
like looking up.
That's something.
So I don't know.
Maybe we should start a log.
I was like,
We
maybe
could
we
like
should.
hang a little clipboard outside on the
And
side
just
of the
start
house.
making
And
it.
so when someone
Yeah,
has a
get-
sighting or something, they
Totally.
can just be like, time of day,
Yeah, frequency and
direction.
duration data. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
So-
never
Guys,
really.
are
we
you
never really
guys-
thought about that.
To
Yeah.
have that kind of data. I can graph it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem to not be interested in documenting these things, which is fine, I guess. But do you think that would
Isn't that funny, Jamie? We just don't even
hinder
care
the
about
experiences
documenting.
in the future if you started doing that?
Who thinks about it when it's happening?
I know you don't, but
Yeah. So it's
No.
kind
yeah,
of so.
I know when it's happening. That's one thing.
So yeah, it's twofold. So like one thing when it's happening, and you know, with your experience that you had, like it's hard to pull out your phone in the moment sometimes. But also too, I just think like me and Bree have always said since the beginning of doing like our podcast and shit that like we're not like there's no piece of evidence or video or anything that's going to convince somebody of UFOs. You have to have your own personal experiences. So we just enjoy those. But I also think that like because we're not so active on filming it and stuff, like I think that they know to interact with us more because we're not trying to like trick them. You know what I'm saying?
100%. We have less of a 3D viewpoint on it. It's not about proof and documenting and having like the physicality of it to prove to other people, I guess. It's just about like
How
that.
convenient.
It's just like that connection and in that moment. And, but you know what? I'll think about it now only for times like this wise. But overall, I do think it's actually a benefit to feel that way about sightings because I think for me, that's always why I think it's always been more of a spiritual thing and why it happens so often because I'm not trying to achieve any type of outcome or have any type of proof of something. It's not
Exactly.
something I'm going after. I'm just in
That's
a
right.
flow state and it happens. But
Okay, so
like I said, I think the clipboard's a good idea.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally.
yeah, just a little journal, if anything. Just get a journal going.
No, I
Get a
love
journal
it.
going. Time of day, time of the year. Maybe you guys are into the
Moon
cosmos, so
days.
maybe whatever the astrological status is at that time, whatever.
Well, this is something my parents are gonna have to fill out, so I don't want to put that, or else they won't
I'll make
do
a
it.
I'll make a template for
It just
you.
have to be
I'll
like
make a PDF.
time, day, maybe direction, or like
So you're-
quick
So
description.
your
Yeah.
parents have
Oh,
seen the same thing?
Yes.
Mhm.
And how far away was it, would you say, when you guys saw it?
It was close.
Like I said, like 10 to 20 to 30 feet. Like, and me and Brie always hate people who say distances, but like that's what I would imagine. It wasn't like I could reach out and touch
Right,
it. It seemed like it was like a few car lengths away if I had to like
So-
guess how far away it
Ha-
was.
Like, how big would you say it was?
Basketball, beach
Like,
ball.
like between
Field
like a
ball.
basketball and a beach ball, in all honesty, like somewhere between
Volleyball.
there. Maybe
Oh,
volleyball,
bigger
maybe.
than a basketball.
Bigger than
then.
bigger than a
Okay.
basketball, but like not
It's
as big as
hard
like a big
because
beach
when
ball.
things are farther away. they
Farther
look
away. Yeah. So I'm just
smaller.
kind of
Yeah.
guesstimating
And if
what
it's
it kind of.
protruding light, it will look bigger as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
Oh,
had kind of like you have to
yeah.
remember. So there was like a condensed
Halo.
middle of it that kind of looked like a weird, like almost like the sun per se, like the way it moves when they do those close-up HD videos of the sun. And then it had this very weird like plasma coming off of it.
Could it
How
have
bright
been the
was it?
sun?
Oh, that's so cool.
What was that, George?
At night.
I was just wondering how bright was it, and did it light up other things nearby as well?
Did not light up anything.
Yeah, it was bright itself, but it did not light up anything. And I wouldn't say that it was so bright like it hurt my eyes or anything, but it was illuminated, like it was of light.
It was enclosed illumination though.
Enclosed for sure.
Okay.
No sound. Akashi, Chris.
It swims.
Akashi,
I always
Chris.
use that term is like when it swims, I can usually tell off of movement
Oh,
when something is weird like that and not something like a drone, because I think drones have a very like
Distinctive.
rhythmic way of the way that it will fly.
And it's like
And a lot of time with orbs, I always think of it as swimming because I feel like it's like
I'm not saying it looks
It's
like a
weird.
jellyfish, but I'm saying it moves like a jellyfish, if that makes sense.
So how long was it? How long was it there?
I couldn't even imagine to tell you how much
Shit.
time. Like
it
I
was like it
couldn't
was a
even.
blink of an eye, but I'm sure it wasn't. It was long enough to, I do remember grabbing onto your shoulders and not saying anything to you.
Nothing. No.
Because
Dead
we were just
silent.
watching.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of like watched
it
it
windy?
cruise. And then it fucking disappeared.
And it
we
just
were
disappeared.
like, it's gone. It's gone.
Well,
and
like-
then it was like,
Yeah, like looking back on it, I feel like it's like a very like it happened in such a snap of an eye, but like I could not begin to tell you how much time we stood there for.
Okay,
Like-
so it left before you guys did.
Yeah.
oh, for sure. We wouldn't walk away.
Oh, we were not moving
That'd be rude.
until we were not moving. We sat in that
I do
moment.
think
Like, this is
completely.
boring. I'm going inside now. Get out of here, orb.
It's just a UFO.
yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I had like a major sighting. Major sighting. And
Okay,
I
tell
was
yours,
like
tell
freaking
yours.
out. No, I don't want to. I mean,
Okay.
I can, but freaking out. And James Gilliland is next to me like, oh yeah, we see those all the time at the ranch. Those are Palladian light ships. They coming out of the mountain over there. And I was just like,
So cavalier.
yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
We've both had some very interesting sightings, I will say.
How
Was it
how
windy at the time?
What was that?
Was it windy at the time, and did the hairs stand on your arms or anywhere?
Windy. And when we saw Breeze and other one at Breeze's parents' house, no. Did my hair stand up? I don't remember, in all honesty. I
always get that. I always
like I
get
said,
goosies.
like I said, what I remember is Breeze like literally fingernails digging into my shoulder because she was standing right behind me, so her hands were like on my shoulders like this, and that's
I just
what I
went, like-
remember. That's what I remember from it, like physically.
Was there a temperature difference? I don't know. Was this asked already?
No, it wasn't, and I don't
I
believe.
don't remember
so.
any
Yeah.
details other than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh.
no,
Or I don't think it changed anything in the atmosphere.
it did. Yeah, I feel like if it did, I might have remembered that, but I don't think so.
You know
Was
what?
there
And most
any-
likely was summer too. I feel like we used to spend more time out there.
Definitely
when
the
it was
summertime. It was definitely
summer.
the summertime. 100%.
Okay,
100%.
so it wasn't like a frosty evening with a lot of moisture in the air.
No,
that was
no. It was a
frozen enough to
it was a
reflect light
Calif.
in some way.
This is a California summertime.
So when you
Just-
looked inside in the middle, did you see like Toby Maguire like dancing or something?
Absolutely.
I feel like it definitely was
Spider-Man 3 style.
like a disco vibe inside of there. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Bobby, a wine glass with a stem.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
I prefer stemless, but this is my last wine glass because they've all broken in the last year or so.
That's a
What are you
vibe.
drinking?
Gas station wine.
Ooh, with puppies on it?
Malbec.
Nice.
No.
$2 Chuck.
That's a whole vibe. Okay, does anyone else have any experiences they want to share?
I just want to make sure that I'm not like echoing crazy.
No, you're not.
No, you
Vanessa,
sound
you're
good.
beautiful.
Okay, good. I'm here
Do you
now.
Do you want to share? Do you have any? Are you just saying hi?
Hi. Sure, I'll share.
Hey. Okay,
So
tell
when I
her.
first moved up north to the great northern woods where I am now. Oh, hi, chat. I don't know if anybody knows me. I'm the one whose beaver spreads from Beaver Dam. They're number one
Yes,
fan.
yes.
I don't
Beaver
live there
Dam.
anymore. But so when I first moved up here, I was driving down an old road, and kind of ahead of me, out of the woods, it was in the middle of summer, so the bushes were really growing out. It looked like a bunch of like little black cats running across the road or something. I had no idea what it was. When I got closer, it was like a person grudge crawling across the road into the tree line.
Shit.
And they were like all burned up looking. Didn't know what it was. Saw it a few times, just kind of standing in the trees as I drove down this road because I had to drive down it every day. Told a few people, most of them are kind of just like, oh, well, whatever. So I go on a date one time with this guy, and we're just kind of sitting by the river nearby, and he immediately backs up real quick and drives away real fast. I was like, what happened? He said, oh, there was a black figure walking out of the woods towards the car.
Wow.
So I said, oh, okay, cool. So it wasn't just me seeing this.
Oh, thank you.
Where was
And
this?
then it's in northern Wisconsin.
Interesting. And was this in, I'm assuming, like a rural area?
Oh yeah, there's nothing around me. I live in the woods.
I would have cried.
So when you saw it from a distance, you said it was like a little group of little black cats running across.
It looked like, I don't know if it was like dogs or something. I was like, what the hell is that? And then when I got closer, then I saw it, and I was like, that couldn't have been what I saw.
Mhm.
So
Most
when you
likely,
say-
like when you don't know what you're looking at, and your brain tries to put into context, that's all it can think of.
And then the chick I was living with about a year later, her son was walking through a trail one time, and he saw the same thing. In the woods.
Ooh.
And you say it was like,
Awesome.
what does
It
grudge
looked like-
walking mean?
you
Is
know
that
what-
the term you use?
You know what like jerk chicken looks like? How it's all black
Yeah.
and weird looking, all burned
Jerk
up?
chicken? Yeah. Like really
That's
black
kind of what
chicken.
its skin looked like.
Oh, like a
Kind of
crackly,
flaky, kind of crispy, kind of delicious
Yeah.
looking.
Ooh, like a little cryptid snack.
Ooh, it's like Wisconsin's burn walker.
Bird walker.
I'm
How
trying
long-
to give it a name.
When you were like up close to it, how long do you think you saw it for?
I don't know, not very long.
Okay.
I did see it standing like in the tree line a few times though, driving down the same road.
Okay.
On a different night?
It was during the day I saw it every
Or on
time,
the-
except for
during-
that one time by the river. That was nighttime.
Oh, interesting.
How
So
do
it
you
was-
see it at night? Is it lit up or what?
I didn't even see it. The person I was with looked in the rearview mirror and saw it.
Huh.
Mm.
Because
In
you
the
can't see
moonlight?
anything around here at night. It's dark. There's no
No.
lights.
Put that puppy in sport mode and
No, and
Right.
Vanessa, you have a lot of
Ouch.
weird things that happen to you. I feel like you're
For
definitely
sure.
you
Magnet.
magnet. You've told us so many stories before.
Awesome.
Wow. I mean, has anyone given it like a name in the area? Which is why I'm just trying to brainstorm names.
No, I asked my mom about it, and I kind of was explaining it to her when I got home that day. I was just like, so I saw this weird thing. She just looks at me and stops and says, did it look like a person crawling? And I said, yeah, it kind of did.
Oh, so
Whoa.
she knows.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And did she
Oh my
did she elaborate at all to you about it, or is that all she said and she was like, we're done talking about it?
No, she said, oh yeah, people have seen that before. I've never seen it, but people have seen it before.
What if it's like the ghost of a burned victim? Like there
that's
was
what I
a
was
car
thinking.
crash and they burned alive, and people are
Right.
seeing like either the actual ghost or maybe just like an imprint of the body, you know, like they're stuck in that loop.
But it's been in different places.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's not a loop. Maybe it's more intelligent and can travel around. That's why I'm saying cryptid. I'm feeling cryptid vibes from this
Yeah, that's what
motherfucker.
I'm thinking too, cryptid. I'm like, it's a rake,
Oh, I love a good rake story.
right? Yeah.
I feel it on that.
That is nuts though.
Honestly. So did you have any more encounters with it, or was that it?
No, I only saw it that summer and I haven't seen it since.
Same.
Interesting. Giving me camp vibes. I like it.
That was spooky.
What part of Wisconsin, like what would be like, I guess, the closest city in Wisconsin or forest, I
Tim.
guess?
Closest like big
Hey,
city
Tim.
would probably be Duluth.
Okay.
So I'm
Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm far north. I'm just
Okay.
You're always in the middle of nowhere. That's again, Vanessa, I think why you have a lot of these experiences, because you are genuinely in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I left the city for a reason.
Right? Hi, Tim.
Like
welcome.
a city girl.
Okay, so
hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
He's muted.
Oh, he's muted. Tim.
Yeah.
We cannot hear
He's
you,
just
Tim.
smiling like
Turn your mic on.
Tim.
But
Damn
like
it,
even when I
Tim.
lived in the city,
Hello.
Hi, Kim.
Oh, say that again, Vanessa.
Even when I lived in the city, there was stuff that happened all the time, though.
Okay, so give us a city experience. Give us a creepy city
Yeah.
experience.
I lived in this house. Me and my little sister and my mom. I think I was, I don't know, maybe 21. And I would always hear knocks on the walls and stuff like that. And we would wake up and all the doors would be open, the back door, the front door, the garage door. It would all be open in the morning. And we know we closed them. And one time I heard like a huge banging on my door. So I got up and I was like, what the hell? I opened, I thought it was my sister or something. Nope. Nobody's there. There's no cars outside. I just assumed my sister wasn't there. My mom wasn't there. So I closed my door and I went back to bed because it was still kind of early. Heard the bang again, looked again. There was nobody there. And then I heard a small tap on my door and it was my sister calling me. And she just kind of opened the door a little bit. And she said, I heard it that time. I believe you now.
Stop. But that's actually like, was it validating that to have her there to be like, yes, you're not going crazy. Like there is something banging here.
Oh, definitely. And then after that, she started experiencing stuff. She would be like in the bathroom getting ready and all of her shampoo bottles in the shower would just immediately get knocked off all at once.
And she was in the shower?
Mm-hmm. Or like the little beads that are on lights, turn them on.
Mm-hmm.
They would just start tink, 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 tink for no reason when she would be in the room.
I don't like that. It feels like it's taunting her. What
I mean,
old
it's always
spirit
been
did she make
me,
angry?
so.
Man, that's really fucking creepy. I don't like it, Vanessa. I want to know why you have this weird shit that follows you. I feel like we need to like constantly sage you. Like make it just like a giant dress out of fucking sage that you just wear everywhere.
Sage shampoo for that shower.
Yeah, Jesus, sage the fucking shower. Absolutely.
Well, I don't live there anymore, so I don't care what happens to that house.
Oh, okay, perfect then.
She's like, burn it to the fucking ground.
I don't give a
That
shit.
house
So,
is 1,200 miles away.
so it didn't follow you. This was something you think that was like centered at this house.
I would assume so. I don't know. Things follow me and find me wherever I go. So
It truly fucking does. It truly fucking does.
So,
Right.
Bree and
Go for
Jamie,
it.
you and maybe everyone else as well, feel free to comment on this, but I'm picking up a trend of like people that are experiencers of multiple things multiple times in their life. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and it's so interesting that you say that too, because I saw somebody like tweeting today and they were talking about like the divide between like the paranormal and the alien community and how there's like a weird divide between it. Like people who are really into the whole paranormal side of it are like very staunchly like grounded in it. And I don't find that so much because I feel like we talk to so many people who are experiencers of all of those things.
Yeah.
And they're more inclined and in tune to believe that these things are all related to each other. And so I tend to find the people that we talk to are the kind of people who are very open to all of it happening to them. And so it does. And it's all very familiar.
Yeah, but we also just, you are who you attract. So I think it would be natural that we would attract those types of people that we're speaking to.
100%.
But yeah, I think Jamie and I have said it on here many of times that we both believe that it's connected, that they're not two different phenomena that both exist. It's just one giant
aliens and like ghost type stuff.
I think we're just saying like the paranormal in general.
They're like the paranormal, alien stuff, ghosts, all of it.
Cryptids, psychics, like just all that kind of shit that you would think that it's all connected.
It
it's all
bleeds.
frequency and vibration, right? And I think some
Exactly.
people
There
are
you
more
go.
sensitive to picking up on different ones than others.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But when
Yeah.
you get into like mass sighting situations, that's when it gets real interesting, because it's like, or people that aren't receptive to this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that are super interesting. But not yeah. It's just weird that, I mean, everyone has an experience but me.
Aw, Bobby.
I'm just ready for something. But
That's all that
you know.
matters, you know? You just align
Can you guys hear me
yourself.
now?
We can hear
Yeah.
you now, Tim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I do have an experience with
Please tell us about it.
what I think was a trickster.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Talk
So
what
I
G?
was, I don't know what it was. I know it almost scared the piss out of me.
Okay.
Literally,
Better than
I was
shit.
so, well, did that was close too. But no, I was laying on my couch watching TV, and way the apartment was set up, you could see the small little hallway into the bedroom and the bathroom. And so I didn't have to have peripheral vision to see this. I would actually have it in my straight vision, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there watching the TV, and next thing I know, I see this form pop out from the hallway, kind of like Scooby-Doo style, you know.
Mm.
And it was just the head and the shoulder. It was completely black, except for the retinas of the eyes had a yellowish glow. And I could tell by the form it was really wiry, like, not the whole, really tight skin over, a muscled body, but not
Oh.
Hulk style, but like, Bruce Lee type. And I could tell or feel that it had horns that kind of wrapped around the ear, where the ear would be. And I froze. I mean, I was laying down anyway, but I didn't want to move anything. And so I just kept my attention to the TV, because I could still see it, but I didn't want it to know that I could see it, which I'm probably pretty sure it did. And how I felt, it came out of the bedroom where my girlfriend was sleeping, going, "I'm in here with her, motherfucker. What are you gonna do about it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm not gonna do nothing." And it was
Shit,
really
have
weird
her.
because it was no, I went and checked, and she was fine.
Okay, good.
But it took me a minute, because I'm a believer
Mm-hmm.
in all that, but to actually see something that's darker than the shadow of the hallway, which the light of the TV still kind of gave it a little bit of light into the hallway.
Yeah, like illuminated it a little bit.
A little bit, but yeah, that was darker than that. And it just popped its head out and just kind of looked and just stared at me.
Damn.
And I didn't feel any malevolence or anything like that. It was just like showing me, "Hey, I'm here. What are you gonna, nothing you can do about it."
And,
That's how.
you
Go ahead.
had mentioned that made you a believer. Is that what you said?
No, I've been a believer since I was like 9 years old about stuff like this.
Oh, okay.
I haven't had too many experiences, but that one. And what was really funny, because I went in and checked in on my girlfriend, and I finally stayed up for a while, then finally went to bed. And then a few nights later, I had to get up early for work, so I went to bed, and I said, "Sweetie, I'm going to bed." And about an hour and a half later or so, because I didn't really fall asleep, just kind of that mid-sleep kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up. Well, I felt something, and I woke up, and there she is, standing right on top of me, basically, kind of like super paranormal style.
Oh shit.
And she goes, "Did you just walk into the kitchen?" And I was like, "No, you just woke me up. How, unless I'm sleepwalking," which no.
Mm-hmm.
She's, well, I just saw you walk into the kitchen. I was like, no, it wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Yeah.
Ah.
So, but even just waking up, I mean, you're groggy and all that, but I woke up as soon as I saw her standing there, and it was a few seconds because, I was trying to, wake up and whatnot, but she was just right there, just standing down, staring at me. I'm like, my first thought was like, am I getting stabbed? But it was, and she just asked me, did you just walk into the kitchen? I was like, no. So I just saw something walk from the hallway to the kitchen, which is only like 2 feet, I was like, no. And then I told her about my experience already. But the funny thing is it never happened again. But there was something there.
Is this in the house that you're in right now?
Oh, hell no. That place can, like that.
Hell no.
I think, like we said before,
bring your webcam into the kitchen.
That place could burn down, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, it was. I mean, it didn't do any harm. I don't. It just. I don't know if it, messed with like any of the doors or drawers like that. I mean, things that come up missing, or being, changed from place to place. But other than that, it just kind of I guess it just wanted us to know it was there and basically say, hey, this is my place. You pay the rent, but I'm here, So that was one of my experiences with actually, the supernatural, which isn't all that dramatic, but I mean, it's still an experience, and it still kind of messed with me because even now. Oh, go ahead.
What was it? More or less like a black silhouette? Is that?
Yeah, like exactly. It was. So, like, if you can see, let's say if you have a light on, but you go into a hallway. Well, I've seen those too, and this was not that.
Ooh, okay.
This had a presence.
So what did you think that it was? If you've seen shadow men, like what would you like? Did you ever like what comes to mind?
Well, like I said, the only thing I could really put for it was maybe a demonic or a trickster is one of the.
And that's interesting. Vanessa says that. Did it ever cause you any sleep paralysis?
Well, when I saw it on the couch, I either didn't want to move or could not move. Gotcha. There was no thought in my mind about getting up and rushing it or, saying, what the fuck? I was just like, I'm just going to.
You were thinking that though.
I'm going to lay low. I'm going to not move like camouflage.
Yes.
I was like, if it doesn't know, I know it's there, which I'm pretty sure it probably did. Because if it can just materialize out of nowhere like that, then I went and got my tinfoil hat. That didn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. That was just a joke. I didn't really do that. No.
It would be great if you did.
I left it in the kitchen, so I didn't want to go get it. No, I had no thought about moving. I didn't even physically or mentally even try to move. I was like, I'm going to focus on the TV because I could still see it.
You just wanted it to go away. Yeah.
No, not really.
You just didn't want it to bother you.
Well, no, I wanted it to go away, but I wanted to have that experience. But at the same time, I did want it to go away. I was like, okay, you're here. Glad to meet you. Goodbye.
Got you. Yeah, absolutely.
Meeting a stranger.
Yeah.
It was like meeting a stranger. It was a nice chat, but it's over. I never want to see.
They don't knock or anything. I don't know what's wrong with them.
How dare they? And it was a good show of it. I was watching a good show. How
Man, so rude.
And I missed half of it because I couldn't
so
concentrate
focused on it. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't like the show.
We might not. Well, I think he was probably just wanting the remote to change the channel.
Yeah,
that could have been.
For sure.
So there's also just real quick, not to take up everyone's time.
No, go for it.
That was great.
I had a friend who passed away by her own hands, and I didn't. The way I found out was really weird. It was on Facebook. It was close to Christmas because I just wanted to wish her a Merry Christmas because we hadn't seen each other in a while. And some of the the text or messages that were left on our Facebook page were, I think one was happy birthday, hope heaven's taking care of you. And I didn't know. So, I did some digging and found out she had taken her own life.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of messed me up a little bit. And then one night I was watching TV really low. The volume's always low because I don't need it loud. And from my phone, which I wasn't using, and this I don't know. I don't tell people this much because people think I'm just was playing something on my phone or whatnot. I heard her voice through my phone, which I was not using, saying, "Are you there?"
Did you answer?
Well, I pissed my pants. No. No. I was so shocked that I looked at my phone and it was, the screen was blank and everything. I thought maybe I might have bumped it and turned it on. And even then I was like, well, even if I did that, what the hell, where did that come from?
You're like, what the hell?
So I did, after I kind of collected myself a little bit, I did kind of say, yes, I'm here, thinking maybe it might come through, which I did and didn't want, at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was her voice and it said, "Are you there?" And
wow.
I even texted a friend right like a few minutes after it happened. I was like, you won't believe this. I just heard this voice, come through my phone. And she's really into card reading and the stars and astronomy and all that. And she was like, well, what you might want to do is, put your voice recorder on your phone at night when you sleep. I was like, oh, hell no. I don't know what. I don't want to know what's going on while I'm asleep because then I'll never sleep.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Yeah.
So that was
Poltergeist.
two of my little experiences with the supernatural, so to speak. But that phone really got me. I mean, the figure didn't really get to me as much as the actual voice from the phone did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because a lot of people in recent times have had these experiences with like loved ones who have passed on through their phone. Like I know a lot of people said that like they looked down at their phone and like their parent was calling them or something, or they got like a weird text message afterwards, or like a lot of people have. So it's interesting because a lot of times when you look at these ghost hunting shows and things, the things that they use are like technology to communicate with these ghosts. And now we carry around in our pockets this device that is this technology that has these frequencies. So we're almost carrying around these pieces of equipment in our pocket to talk to the paranormal, whether we realize it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, also, I think it's probably, if a spirit is going to, connect with you, it's going to take up some of their energy.
Oh, for sure.
And I think maybe she probably used up all of her energy or was using it, to contact like her family, not just me.
Oh, for sure.
But it was just weird. I mean, like I said, I've been a believer since I was like 9 years old and all this. First time I read a Time Life book about the unexplained. And when it actually happens to you, you are and are not, well, at least for me, are not and are freaked out at the same time. You're like, well, exactly what finally, you mean. And then you're like, finally, but you're like, no, can we wait for this?
Yeah, it's like you wanted it, but then you're also terrified at the same time. So it's a very like it's a conflicting feeling that you have. I've had that before in my life. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And then for some reason, even though you're scared of it, you're like, okay, when's the next one going to happen?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You get like addicted to the little adrenaline rush that it gives you.
Oh,
these types of experiences change people's lives. Like it gets them more curious a lot of times. And a lot of times they end up wanting to reject it completely and not wanting to re-experience it. But I think the vast majority of the time, it will just, if anything, open their minds to it. But you'll hear it a lot, whether it be ghosts or Bigfoots or UFOs or whatever. Whenever someone experiences something when maybe they weren't even into it before that experience, it just flips a switch and they just want to see more, even though they may have been completely terrified in the initial experience.
Yeah, I kind of think that most people have their mind shut off so much that they don't even realize that they're actually having the experience until probably a few days later. Then they're like, oh my God, that was what all these quote unquote crazy people are talking about. And then I don't think they even want to really recognize that they had the experience because it's, it kind of breaks through a wall to that, that there's possibly, another dimension, or so to speak, or another side of, being in existence besides being flesh and blood and, shaking hands and, going to the grocery store and all that. There's something else at work.
Well, it's interesting that you say that too, that you say, this like veil or dimension or whatever, because we've been talking about how this is all very much the same thing. And it's like, if we're talking about dimensions, like if these ghosts and things are in different dimensions, that is very similar to what we would be calling like extra dimensional beings and things like that. Or, I'm a believer that Bigfoot is an extra dimensional being that can go between dimensions, and that's why we can't find it, kind of thing. So
are you?
Oh, absolutely. That is the 100% camp that I'm in, hands down.
All right.
I think that Bigfoot is an extraterrestrial or an extra dimensional being that can come in and out of our dimension, and that's why we can never find it, because it doesn't live here. That's why we can't find its nests or anything like that. This is just how my brain has decided to rationalize Bigfoot and how I believe it to be
real.
real.
I can ever see. If it isn't that case, then I'm not a believer.
Okay.
I think for me, that's like the only way it works.
What was that, love, Vanessa?
I think it also gives a little bit of like closure. I mean, I've had a lot of, I'm not super old, but I've had a lot of people die in my life. And to think about it in that sense does give it a little bit of closure, to know that it's not really necessarily an end.
Right.
Sure.
Just because we can't see them doesn't mean that they're gone.
Are there? Yeah, that they're not there anymore.
Very helpful.
I love it. Does anyone else have any other experiences?
Or I was just wondering, Tim, if you ever heard of something called a Wendigo. That's what it sounds like. There's
Vanessa,
these creatures that have these.
The Wendigo?
Oh.
The Wendigo?
Oh,
the dingo angel, baby.
Tell us
Yes,
about
I've heard.
it.
Yes, I've heard of it. Yeah. The Wendigo?
Yeah.
I've heard of it and haven't done any much research, but I've listened to several people talk about it. Yeah.
Well, as somebody who is Ojibwe,
I was like, Vanessa is one.
As somebody who is Ojibwe, where it comes from, I wouldn't say it's a cryptid, because it's not really like an animal thing. Also, sorry, vampires are not cryptids.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The whole world agrees. The whole world agrees.
Just me and Kevin in our camp
it's
alone.
More like
like the fake birds.
Birds
it's more like a
Fuck you guys. Don't start with your birds bullshit.
We'll do a whole episode on how birds aren't real.
Yeah,
no,
100%.
we won't.
Sorry, Vanessa, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I downloaded a video about a flying bug that's actually mechanical that the government has come up with. I downloaded it on Facebook. So
I've seen that movie. It's called Split.
Plus, there's another video.
Yes.
There's another video that shows the government are using drones that look like birds as well.
Tim, I want to party with you one day. Tim,
yeah, Jesus.
Tim is my people.
He's out here fucking downloading.
We can talk about
Facebook
Bill
videos,
Gates's mechanical, biomechanical mosquitoes as well.
No, it was completely mechanical.
Word.
I downloaded it on Facebook. But I got to look. Some people just gave me some backlash. I was like, well, look at it. Look at the buzz it makes. That bug doesn't make that kind of buzz when it takes off. It was a mechanical buzz. It was weird. I don't know if it was fake or not. But yeah, if you look up mechanical birds, they're I can't remember. I think it was in China or Japan. I think they're doing it here in America. They're making drones look like birds that they can actually flap their wings and make it look like they're flying with their propellers in the front, but you can't see them.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Hashtag birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. All right, Vanessa. Yeah, Vanessa, finish your.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, you're all good.
So basically, what a Wendigo is, it's kind of like a demon type thing. Is really the easiest way to describe it. Historically, it punished people who resorted to cannibalism. It also punished people who kind of did things that went against the moral fiber of like life, like against balance, basically, is kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the name Vanessa, that's not actually my name. I'm a dragon. That's the character that I have, and I'm possessed by one. That's what the story was when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to make something kind of relevant to myself and my heritage and whatever. So I don't know. It's kind of weird to describe it because nowadays when people think it's like some deer thing walking through the woods, like the ritual monster with the antler hands. It's not that. It's just kind of, it's like a shape-shifting thing. It takes the form of those closest to you and usually ends up either like completely taking you over or killing you or absorbing you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the way I was told what it was.
But only if you're bad, right?
Yeah, it's a punishment type thing.
Okay, so superhero kind of vigilante kind of thing.
I wouldn't say that.
Isn't it
Well,
that
cannibalism?
wasn't it you have to actually ask the spirit to possess you? Because I remember hearing a case, I can't remember if it was in Montana or Dakota, where a man basically slaughtered his family and didn't really remember it, but he became possessed for doing black magic.
I know what
basically.
you're talking about. I don't remember exactly what that is. No, that's
and they went to find the family, and they found them in all kinds of unmentionable situations. I mean, dismembered, cooked, and whatnot. I think, was that the Wendigo?
I don't know.
Because he said he would.
Well, historically,
is this in? Are you talking about Wisconsin? Are you talking about Ed Gein?
That might have
Serial
been.
killer?
I thought they were talking about Wendigo. It's been a little bit since.
Speaking of serial killers, though, I believe
I don't
that
know.
Jeffrey Dahmer was possessed by one.
Really? By Wendigo?
And that's why he ate people and went nuts.
Wait, Wendigo are just possessed in general?
They're also their own thing, but typically they kind of take over a person. Like, have you seen Pet Sematary?
Okay.
I've never seen Pet Cemetery.
Okay, so Pet Sematary, because the earth went sour, the corpses that they put into the ground are taken over by one. So that's the story behind it. Stephen King spent a lot of time with the tribes around here.
Oh, interesting.
Well, it was also sacred ground too.
Fun fact: I've heard that's his least favorite book that he's ever written.
Oh,
interesting.
That's my favorite.
Don't quote me on that, though.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Okay, you
That's
guys.
what I've heard.
I have some Bigfoot footage for us to look at.
Bigfoot, he's so sexy. Oh my god.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna play this and I want to get everybody's opinions. I got a few different clips, but we're gonna start off with
I was telling Jamie earlier, you know what they say about big feet.
Big shoes.
Big shoes.
Fucking shoes. Okay, hold on. Let me find it. This one.
Bigger palaces on
There. Why is
I
this
said lots
one?
of other things to her too, but I'm a lady. I'm not going to repeat it on live.
Here we go. Can you see it? You guys see this one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Go
gonna
for it.
there. Ooh, there we go. Okay, can you see that? Look at this one.
Is that Coco the gorilla?
Oh, what?
Okay, they say that it's like a mom Bigfoot and it's picking up its little baby in the forest and running away, and that it notices the camera and almost drops the baby and tries to scurry along.
It looks like a fucking person.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
That's me, man.
15 years
Look at
ago.
that.
Now, hold on.
Wearing a straight hood.
It keeps going.
You gotta be fucking shitting me.
No, that's
Are
a
you
big
shitting my dick?
No,
Wearing the
you,
jacket.
wait, you could see like this. I don't know.
That little baby is very interesting
I'm
looking.
embarrassed.
Yes, but if you look at the anomaly, like one of the things people like to point out about the Patterson Gimlin film is like, why is it a woman? Why does it have breasts, etc.? And you're like, well, you know, that it, and I feel like that approach could be utilized by future hoaxers. So like, let's put something anomalous and atypical in these hoax videos we're creating. So
Everybody
in this
has
case,
boobs, Bobby.
yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But I'm just saying, like, it seems like the baby it would be a pretty easy way
trope to do.
Try to legitimize this more. Like, well, why, if this was fake, why would they put a baby in sand?
Yeah, why would they put a baby in it?
Because
well, I know when I watched the Gimbal video, when it turned its head, its shoulders also moved. This one just turned its head.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on, it'll play that head turn again that you're talking about. But I definitely think that it doesn't walk like the Gimlet film. Like, it kind of walks more like a person, I will say. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Who's in a hurry? Who's in a hurry? Let's get this video shot and go home.
Look at it. It's kind of like scurrying along.
It's wearing a coat. It's wearing a winter
who
coat.
Who puts this on the internet?
Wasn't me.
This is genuine thing.
You do need to look at the walk too, because apparently,
look at his little pants.
This is why it's always been so hard for me to believe these things, because it's like, are we really examining this footage?
I think I saw the North Face logo too.
Right.
Yeah, right.
This is what I wear to take my dog.
I was like, surprised it wasn't like a Nike shoe commercial or some shit. Like Nikes anywhere.
Yeah, this just seemed like the context just seems so like, oh, he pops like, all right, get over behind that rock and pop your head up and then hold the baby and then stare at us.
Yeah, now hold the baby. Okay,
quickly.
so you've hit that point. So now go ahead, walk away quickly. Go over here.
Well, I'm 20 feet. Well, I'm 20 feet away. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna sci-fi this one.
I'm gonna sci-fi this one. I think everyone's sci-fiing it. Not real.
Sci-fi.
I'll middle bitch it just because I want to say middle bitch.
I like that. That's a whole vibe, bro.
It's sci-fi. It's sci-fi.
Okay, we can sci-fi that one. Okay, so I have another one for us, if you guys will. I don't know if this one's more.
Is this better?
I don't know if this one's more entertaining or not. I can't be honest with you because, again, you like you said, all of these Bigfoot videos are very interesting looking. So we'll watch this one and you guys tell me what you think is going on here. He's obviously on top of a mountain and the Bigfoot is far away.
Oh,
now that is interesting.
So this one doesn't necessarily look so much like a human to me. I will say it doesn't give me human vibes. I'm disappointed it's so far away, and I wish that he could have got it closer. But it doesn't necessarily scream like man in a suit to me.
But do you really want to get closer? I mean,
kind of yes.
No, kind of yes.
Like it's the same video. They're in the same
Bigfoots
place.
are sexy. Yes, I want to get closer.
So this is the only short clip we have of this one. So this one's not a long one. It was just like a little bloop.
Whether you want to say that gives you human vibes or not, it could very easily be a human.
For sure. I agree with you. That's why I said, like, I don't know if this is better or worse. Like, to me, the other one was a better footage of Bigfoot. But this one, to me, is slightly more convincing. I'm not saying I believe it by any means, but it's slightly more convincing. Also, I want you guys to notice, too, like, there is a little flash in the background at some point in the tree line that's super interesting because it doesn't look like there's anything in this area. And if you watch, like, up here in this area, like, you're going to see a flash towards the end of the video. And, like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but just keep watching. Hold on. No, okay, right here. Like, watch right here. See that, right? You saw that flash right there?
Yeah.
It's the baby.
Okay, so wait, go back. Okay,
so that's the baby taking the picture.
Yeah.
Ring light.
There. Oh, see, there's right there. There was a different one right there.
Yeah, it's a different place.
Okay, so those were two different flashes then. Those had to be correct.
What makes this more convincing is the fact that it's not doing anything.
There's the first one.
It's just walking and maybe peeing on it. Maybe peeing on a
tree. It looks like it was like moving the log around. There's the second light over there. So what are those lights in the background? So I thought that one was also a little bit more intriguing of this video because obviously they're out in the middle of nowhere on top of the mountain. So why would there be two flashing lights up there?
Yeah, I need more context here. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
It looks exposed to me. I don't think that they would just be like hanging out like that.
But if you keep in mind that this is up at the top of a mountain somewhere that not where people are necessarily at.
But they're obviously logging right here to the left. So that would actually not be right.
Plus, that would be a lot of work just to pull off a hose. That would be a lot of work to pull off.
To me, down there, it looks like really far away farmland.
No.
It looks like logging land to me.
It's all logging right there.
I'm gonna sci-fi that one.
All right, we gonna sci-fi this one too?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just the responsible. Yeah.
It's just a responsible thing.
It's just the responsible assessment of this. I would need more context, and
that's all that video has.
Paranormal responsibility. We have to have it. We have to preach it.
We do, in all
Mhm.
honesty. We do preach that here. That's why we decided that fucking vampires aren't fucking cryptids, even though I desperately don't
you
want to
admit it
believe
now.
that. It's not that I admit it, it's that unfortunately
People.
we live in a
That's your example of
society.
skepticism. Is
we live in a
vampires are
society-
We live in a society.
We live in a society that has a hive mind, and the hive mind has decided that vampires are not cryptids. So I just have to be a good little Earth citizen and agree.
I
Listen,
won't.
what is
I
what is
disagree with
what
that.
where, like what is the study of cryptids?
Cryptozoology.
Cryptid zoology. So it's like, would you put a vampire in a zoo?
Yes, actually, I think that
It's all
They put
semantics
at
animals
this
and shit
point.
in there.
I was like semantics at this point. So wait, let me just say. So, who are to say that we are not currently inside of a zoo and we're just in a human zoo and aliens are watching us?
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
being totally taken out of context. We're
100%.
speaking specifically to
I still agree with it.
cryptozoology.
That's what I do best. I make
still agree.
connections
That's,
that weren't there.
That's not an argument, but I like where you're going with that.
I don't disagree with her, but like, isn't that just basically what the FBI does? Just watching us through our cameras all day.
Yeah, like they're
I mean,
like
more power
in a
to them. All
zoo.
they're gonna do is watch me cry and just like be naked. And if you want to look at this dog all day, then go ahead. I don't really care.
It's also the
Softly
same
crying
idea-
to sleep.
It's the
And
same
talk
idea
about
of
sexy Bigfoots.
sexy Bigfoot, but it's the same idea of like these alien abduction stuff where they come down and they do these experiments to us. Me and Brie always liken it to like biologists studying like dolphins or something like that. So aliens would think of us as humans. So I don't when you say, would you put a fucking vampire inside of a zoo? I would be like, yes, I would.
Isn't there a theory that the Earth is basically just like a dumping ground for just random stuff?
Yeah, there's one
Well,
theory
we're
out there
here.
that it's this whole entire planet
the
is like
living
a
zoo
dumping
theory
ground
or
for
whatever it's
for
called.
like
Zoo
junk
theory.
DNA bullshit that they just like, oh, this experiment didn't work, so that's why it's here.
Well, look at the platypus. Come on now. That was a
They're
Mhm.
cute.
that
That's
didn't
all.
go right.
This is all Anunnaki genetic tampering you
Look
guys are
at
talking
me.
You think so?
about. Yeah, I don't. It's a fun rabbit hole to think
It
about.
is.
But
I
It is.
agree. I couldn't agree
I
with
like
more.
it. Let's go. Let's do the Anunnaki thing.
On and
Oh.
Get my hair up.
Bobby, do you think that you are part alien in some way? Like you may be a little hybrid? Do you have any inkling of that in your life at all?
what is the blood type that hybrids are supposedly have? Is it O negative or something?
RH.
RH.
RH negative.
I
RH.
don't think
RH.
I'm that.
Negative.
No, I don't. I feel like if I was a hybrid, I would have, based on my openness to this kind of stuff, I would have experienced something by now. So
Would
I
you?
think
The FBI would put you in the zoo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You do.
yeah, I'm just another zoo animal.
Oh, we
I'm
all
not,
are.
Aren't we all?
I'm not interested in,
Yeah.
dominance or power
Jamie, what are you
or
eating?
superiority.
Oh, she got a
Ice
Sunday.
cream.
Got a McDonald's Sunday
Did Corey bring that for
Eat
you?
it louder into the mic.
and cheeseburgers.
ASMR. Oh, jealous.
Yeah.
One time we did an episode and we never uploaded it. Jamie, do you remember that one time we recorded an episode and I ate crackers the whole time?
The whole time. The whole
I had, like
time.
Ritz in my mouth. I'm just like, yeah. And so and it was ended up being a really good conversation.
But it
and
was
we
just
weren't
her
planning
chewing.
for it. But then listening
Her
to it was
chewing.
like, oh my god, it just sounded like crackers munching in the microphone.
Mhm.
It was so bad.
So bad.
Okay.
It's too bad.
I just snack delivered because it's like 8:00 at night here and I haven't eaten dinner today.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's later for some of you. Other people are earlier for some of you. I have no idea how time zones work. I'm a woman.
Me either. I always have to ask Jamie. I'm like, that's like an hour, like 2 hours ahead. And she's like, I don't fucking know.
I have no.
I
I
don't
always
know how
Google
time zones
it.
work either. I'm from
I just
Arizona.
Google
They
it.
don't do that there.
I'll be
Yeah,
like,
Arizona will fuck everything
I'll
up.
be like, that's weird. Yes, because so I'm by Arizona and apparently Kingsman, and when I drive there, it's like a weird hour ahead of time, but it's only like an hour drive away. It's very confusing when I go there.
Nevada is all of mountain time though, right?
No,
No.
Pacific.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm in
We're-
Kansas, so it's central. So
Yeah,
Ooh,
boy.
so you're like 9 or 10 o'clock right now.
It's,
It's,
gonna be
uh,
10 in 8 minutes.
not, it's about 8 minutes. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Mhm, mhm,
Damn.
mhm.
The human clock.
Does anyone else
I
have
live
any
in
other?
Central Time now, so
Does anyone else have any other weird shit that they
Oh.
want to share? Brie, I know you had some questions you wanted to ask us. Get ready.
The first one I'm gonna nix. I don't feel like asking anymore.
Oh,
Have you guys seen the trailer for this movie coming out, Moonfall?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks actually really good.
James Bond movie?
Is
No.
the moon falling in it?
No.
Moonfall.
No.
They
But
just have Halle
Bigfoot
Berry
is.
in it.
Give us a synopsis.
So what caught my attention is that the backstory of it is that, we all thought with Apollo 11, when they landed on the moon, that they lost touch for 2 minutes. There's a lot of conspiracies on that.
On that, what happened in that 2 minutes? We've talked about that,
So this movie is basically saying that they lied about those 2 minutes. They sent like a drone down into the depths of the moon and found something out, and now they're gonna like expose it. But it looks like shit hits the fan on Earth, and they end up, like, these astronauts end up going into the moon where there's like all of these structures and things.
Hell yeah.
It looks beams
cool.
and like beams and everything. Like
I feel like this is a conspiracy theory that we've talked about on the show before. Like, I feel like this is a conspiracy theory come to life.
Hollywood is 100% acclimating you to realities.
Yeah.
It looked like the moon looked like a Death Star on budget.
Yeah.
If you guys want to blow your own mind, read this book called Who Built the Moon, and it's like, holy shit.
Who's it
like
by?
Who built the moon?
I'll send it. I don't know. I'm looking at it, but I can't see it right now. It's on my shelf, but it's like all about how the anomalies of the moon, like the distance between the sun and the moon and the earth.
Did a really good
like,
episode on that.
The way that it like eclipses and stuff. Yeah. Okay. You guys know.
Perfect fit.
It's
and when it rang like a bell when they land, there's all kinds of weird shit. It's obviously
too much.
hollow.
It's too much in the right place, doing the right thing at the right time.
Right.
It's a stationary orbit, so it's always the same face of the moon is all we see all the time.
I will say, since I've been hanging out with you guys, Bree and Jamie, I'm subscribing more and more to what I like. I don't know if anyone's coined this, but like almost like the grandfather clock theory, where like everything is cyclical and an algorithm and. It's all based on the cosmos, and you know what I'm trying to say here.
Well, it's like when we were talking about on our Discord earlier, the whole fractal thing, right? So it's just like a smaller version of everything. So of course that lends into that.
But it's
I would
all
hate
like
to
a mechanical
recommend
system
someone.
that.
The cycles of time. No, I wouldn't recommend this because I don't follow this person anymore. But a very long time ago, David Wilcock wrote a book, The Synchronicity Key, and he does go into really great detail about how humanity is lined up with the cosmos on like a 2,500 year cycle. And he like precisely maps out like everything that's happened to the date that matches up with our whole star system and the same events that take place in these same star systems. And it's like repeatedly every 2,500 and like 55 years. It's crazy.
I liked him, and then I found out he thought he was the reincarnation of
Edgar
Casey. And
Casey.
I'm like, that's a bit of a stretch.
I'm
there,
gonna tell you right now, he's recently got some plastic surgery and it looks horrible.
Oh, I don't want to talk smack.
No, we can talk smack. We are not fans of him on this podcast in any way, shape, or form. And I have no problem throwing him under the bus. I don't like him. I think he's full of shit.
Too.
I'm not going to say he gives me the creeps, but I'm not going to say he doesn't give me the creeps.
Yeah.
Oh, I love memeing him. Oh my gosh, his face is fun to work with.
Because it's so smooth, you can do anything with it.
That's what the surgeon said. Your face is fun to work with.
You know what? I feel bad. I mean, I didn't say anything about his face necessarily, but maybe we shouldn't cosmetic shame.
Wait.
I'm not a part of this. I want to make friends of the entire spectrum of the UFO community.
That's true. I still want to make friends too. I still need him to sign a book.
I personally, Jamie, do not like David, and I don't like Tom. Only me, Jamie.
Who's DeLong?
Well, Jamie, I don't know who she is, who you guys are talking about, but whatever.
I'm not into
Leave it at that.
David is a dude.
That's a vibe. I love it.
Well, she sounds like she has some issues.
I like it.
She does. She does. With her surgery. Okay. All right. Give me something, Bree. What other questions do you have? Let's go. Oh, there's another UFO documentary thing coming out that's called The Observer. Mm-hmm. Has anyone seen the trailer for that?
No, but I've heard about it. I've seen it on Twitter.
It looks like half and half. It looks like it was shot well. And it looks like they're taking the direction of we were all like inside of this UFO community being made fun of. Seems like we're all crazy, and then the whole government thing, and then we still have some trust issues, obviously, with the people that have come out. And I hope that they entertain that a little bit more, instead of just like
IMDb. I don't think this.
When does it come out?
It
Wait,
says
The Observer?
2021. I don't think this is it though.
Or The Observers?
It says a group of demons lay claim to a troubled youth. So I don't think.
Oh,
that's it.
I mean, that could.
I was like very similar. Very, I mean,
Thank you, Disney.
just
Some
depends.
would say so.
I was like, just depends
Some
on
would
who's
say
describing
so.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Another
Oh my God.
another Disney classic.
hey, Hollywood.
exactly. Disney stole all of their stories from their Brothers Grimm,
Oh hell yeah, they did.
all of them,
Yeah,
and they turned them
obviously.
into.
Like,
They all
openly.
had. They all had horrible. I know what I'm saying, but they all had horrible, wonderful endings, and Disney ruined them
Yeah.
with happy endings.
They made them all
And
musicals.
Cinderella was-
Disney's
and-
never just a happy ending.
Little Mermaid.
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid dies at the
No.
end.
Yeah, she
What-
does.
Yeah,
She
Disney
turns-
still
turns
puts
into
trauma
the
in their
wind.
in their movies. There's always trauma in a Disney story.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Oh
That's,
no, but it never ends. It never ends bad. It ends with
Exactly.
the Tinkerbell ting.
unless it's Star Wars. Sorry.
Well,
well,
We don't talk about the Disney
Wait.
acquisition of Star Wars.
No,
Why?
no, it's
I
not part
don't know
of
anything
canon.
about
It's
Star
not
Wars.
I think Bobby
That's
has opinions
why-
about it.
the Disney
Wait,
sequel.
why? Which
when
one?
Disney took over Star Wars, I'm surprised it didn't turn into a musical.
Heyo.
It's coming, Tim. It's coming.
No.
I hope so. I love music.
We'll have a Star Wars Marvel mashup in about 4 months.
Oh shit! Don't. You're gonna get copywritten.
As Darth
I
Vader.
love Star Wars, so I would love to talk
Yeah, but
about
you want to
it.
see
She
you
loves
want to see
Disney.
Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in their final battle have a sing off. Like Simba.
I
And
mean,
Timbo.
I would watch
Timo.
it, but I wouldn't like it.
Wow.
Why? That was shot so well.
I want to see Darth Vader wearing booty shorts singing
Mm.
"I'm Not the Boy Next Door" from Oz.
Which
I
version of Darth Vader are we talking?
Yeah, because
doesn't matter.
if we're talking about like
James Earl Jones
Anakin.
or Christian
Burned up one.
Hayden.
if we're
Burned up
talking
one
about Anakin,
flames.
yes.
I have some
Right out of the
shocking
lava.
news for you guys. I am
Uh-oh.
not really into Star Wars and only watch them because Brie forced me to.
Jamie, I'm not into it
Nobody's
either. I just
perfect.
know who Darth Vader
Well,
is.
Bree's a really good friend.
No, she's a super good friend. I just don't. Good night, George. I just don't. Here's the thing: I don't watch a lot of TV and
Good
movies
night,
in
George.
general. That when I go to Bree's house, she sits me down and forces me to watch
I'm gonna
everything
give you
at
a list
once.
of movies to watch.
Yeah, like
I'm also like
movies,
a
TV
like a
shows.
bully. My parents always joke with me about like they call me like a TV bully because if I
Not
feel
a
like
joke.
someone should see something,
She takes it over.
I'm just like in charge. I'm like, sit down. We're watching this.
This
I
is the
can
life
see it like a
live.
million times.
You're
Like,
in
did you
my
guys
house.
see Dune? I loved Dune. Did you
I
guys
didn't
see
watch
it?
it. No,
No.
The new episode or the new movies or
The new one?
I haven't
Dune?
watched it.
no?
The only
I got
review,
Timothy Chalamet in it.
yeah, the only review I heard about it was that it was a very long commercial for Zendaya perfume.
Ooh, I want to watch.
That was
It's
the
so
only.
good.
That was the only description I have of that movie that I've read on the
If you guys
internet.
have like
Everyone's
HBO,
like, "Ooh."
you can watch it on HBO Plus, I think is what it's called now, or some shit.
Listen.
HBO Max.
I need to talk to you guys.
Oh,
Serious
okay.
question. I want to talk about this fucking Facebook meta thing and how they want to go meta and how they're going to have this weird digital world that your avatar lives in. And I want to
He
get your
did that
guys'
already. It was called Second Life.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
But he's trying to do it again. And I just
Then
want to
who's
know.
are online.
I want to know your guys' opinions on it because I'm going to come out and say that I think it's real stupid that I can barely afford to live in real life. So why the fuck do I want to pay internet money to the internet to live in a different fucking life? Sounds awful.
to live a virtual poor life.
It's
That's what I'm saying,
literally
exactly.
Ready Player One. I am not down with that shit.
Me
I'm
either.
I'm not participating in that.
No,
I
it
got on
sounds so
Facebook over a
dumb.
year ago, and I'm like, I'm done here. I
they're
think-
gonna
I can-
try to slave people to
I
do
can-
shit.
I can understand
Oh,
how some
yeah.
people are into it. Let's say, and I mean this in the most loving way possible, but like, let's say you're a person who doesn't have a lot of self confidence and you think you're ugly. I can understand that you want to do something like the meta because you can like make your character look a certain way and like pretty much catfish the fucking world if you want
But
to.
like, if that's the case, just like play World of Warcraft or something.
I couldn't agree with
Exactly.
you more. But I'm just saying the opposite side of like people who could be into it. Like I understand where they're coming from. I just think it's the dumbest fucking thing in the entire world. And why would anybody want to spend money and live in a digital world? It's just so strange to me.
Well, you have to think of it this way. Most people on Facebook are stupid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's
Correct.
I will 100% agree with that one. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just think it's actually very fitting, I believe, for this society that we're living in and kind of the trajectory of
with lockdown and shit.
AI and us becoming more one in that sense, and it's like really immersing ourselves in a virtual reality. I can, this is like shit we see in movies.
Again,
and
just
this is a giant leap. Yeah.
I agree.
I play VR.
Yeah, but Kevin, would you spend your real actual paid dollars to buy a couch for your digital apartment?
I work out. I do boxing and I do the sword fighting. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like I
You
said, I
look
feel
like
like
a
there's
sword fighter.
for sure.
Yeah, I won't pay money to be digitally comfortable.
No, see, that sounds stupid, right? Like, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna turn this into a money making scheme where it's like you can have this exclusive poster for $9.99, or like your Facebook tokens. Exactly.
Yeah. For the wall that you're never gonna really see in reality. Yeah.
No, but just in case someone virtually comes over to your virtual apartment.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like
next
a horrible baby of Farmville and The Sims at the same time.
Yes.
Or have the virtual play
positions.
Or have the virtual play date with your kids.
It's just nuts to me.
I'm not
I don't get it.
I've been seeing so much of that digital stuff.
I don't like people. Yeah. Wait, I gotta put you on pause because my virtual person has to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Right.
What? You get a little pop up on your screen. Time to pee.
Bladder is full.
Bobby, what are you clicking on over there? I feel like you're looking for something.
So people are just gonna spend most of their time on there.
Well, they do anyway.
Most people do anyway, though, on Facebook.
Okay, guys.
You should just like push for people to
I gotta
delete.
Yeah.
What? Go, Bobby.
I gotta take off soon.
I know. I was gonna say we gotta end this soon because we're almost over an hour right now. I'm gonna play one voicemail for us to close this out.
Oh God, I hope it's not me.
Before we go. No, it's not you. Don't worry. It's not anyone that's here.
Me.
Share screen. Advanced computer audio. Yeah. Sometimes I figure out how to work this shit. Sometimes I don't.
I'm Brooke, and I'm Jamie. Tell us about that one time.
Hello, this is Rex Larson, Deep State Rex, coming from you live from now the western sector of the American Redoubt. I cannot give you my precise coordinates, but I have something that I would like to posit to you and your audience, and it is what I like to call the puppet master theory of alien invasion. Now, before I tell you what my theory is, I want to ask you all a question. Why are aliens so anally fixated on the human race? It seems like every time we hear a news story, there is a probe or some sort of alien technology found deeply embedded into the anal orifices of both men and women. It's mainly men, but sometimes women. Well, I'm going to tell you why. They've been watching us for decades.
Tim, get a hold of yourself.
Probably since before the times of vaudeville, but we're going to start with vaudeville. You have puppet acts. You have ventriloquists doing all sorts of entertaining things. Now, and then you got puppet shows. You got Howdy Doody, all this. And they watch this and they think this is how you control somebody. They don't understand the human anatomy, unfortunately, because it makes a very painful process for us. They can't just knock us out and go scrambling with our brains. No, they have to forcefully, and it causes a dang bloody mess. deal with our rear end.
Looks like Rex has some experience with this.
They have watched us control the speech patterns of puppets by putting a hand into the rear end of the puppet, and they think, this is how we control them. This is how we subjugate the human race. We will dictate their every word, their every thought. We will even make them dance like marionettes if we have to.
He thinks
this
is
the puppet master theory of alien invasion, and I haven't seen anyone be able to come to me with a counter theory or a debunking of this theory yet. So, as of now, I do believe this is the number one theory to define why aliens, one, are coming to this planet, and two, what their goal is, and that is to control us. And three, unfortunately, again, they do not understand human anatomy.
That was it. That was Rex.
Yeah, so that's a reoccurring character on my show, Not For Everyone podcast. That's Deep State Rex.
Wasn't that one of the first call-ins on the here?
A very, very long time ago. I thought I'd play it for Bobby
when that
here.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember hearing that too. That's why
I thought it'd be a perfect closeout for this episode because I happen to agree with him on this stance. In all honesty, it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying Rex probably spends a little bit too much time at like truck stops, maybe.
Yeah. Secretly, his family doesn't know about it.
Yes.
And not so standard wear, kind of.
Well, if I remember correctly, Rex is running from Bigfoots, in all honesty, is he not?
Well,
I don't blame him.
Well, since the lockdown, Rex went into his bunker and just eats chili all day. But he actually just got married
To a lady Bigfoot.
just to a lady.
They were in that film.
But yeah, Deep State Rex is he's out there and he knows more than most people about this kind of stuff. So
the next time Deep State Rex comes out of his hiding and talks to you on your show, you should ask him if he wants to come take a trip over here into the Bigfoot realm.
I will do that.
All right, you
Not
guys.
For Everyone podcast.
Yes. Look
for
it
more
up.
Deep State Rex. You'll have to find the random episodes that he appears on, though.
He one time wrote you guys a Christmas special, I believe, and it was really good.
That's correct. He wrote a screenplay.
And it was really fun.
Radio play.
And it's hilarious. Okay, guys. Any last thoughts for the episode before we close out the night of Bobby's Cryptid Corner Tuesdays?
Oh, yeah. I have a really quick thought. So, you know that NASA guy, the NASA head
Chief Old Man?
Chief, and what's his name? Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson.
Yeah, his name's Bill.
Yeah, because everyone's like talking about that interview that he gave, talking about how they're, probably aliens and shit.
I mean, he didn't really necessarily say that, but go ahead.
He kind of did.
Not really. The way I think it was edited was just made to seem like that because he was like, he basically said, I don't know. And they kind of cut out that part of him saying that. And then they kind of just skipped over to him talking about like, well, there has to be stuff out there. But his original thought was like, I don't know, but.
Yeah, but that's everyone's thoughts though, especially if they're like in a position like his.
Exactly.
He can't just be like for sure. But I feel like maybe he's an alien. The more I stare at his face, the more I feel like he looks like an alien that like pulled some old skin over him.
So that's
like
the new
Cockroach Man in Men in Black 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So should we start
kind
this
of on
new
this theory?
Should we start this new UFO Twitter theory that
I think so. I think you should pull up his head. Yeah,
I feel like Kevin can make us some good memes.
Like, oh my god!
I'll do it.
Kevin.
Yeah, 100%.
Kevin, get to work.
Get to work, Kevin.
What do you want me to do with his face?
I want you to make it look like he's peeling off his face and an alien's underneath it.
Oh, that's okay. I'll do it.
Work on it.
No.
All right, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, we gotta go, guys. I love you all.
Thank you,
Good
everyone,
night,
for coming.
Everybody, thanks for coming.
We'll have a organized episode next week.
Next week, we will have a more organized captain episode. Bobby's gonna captain it. He just said
what?
So.
All right.
You get
All
what
right.
you asked for.
Love you guys. Good night.
Love you guys.
Bye.
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 Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye.